Thank you so much, Mr. Sriram, and thank you for gracing the airwaves on Southside FM. It's an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you on here on the 10th of December on the Youth Unplugged show. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I am currently in Chennai. It's raining quite a bit here, so the weather is really nice and cool. So I'm having a good day. Good to talk to you. I'm especially looking forward to this interview.
Yeah, no, actually, it's a special day for me because it's my birthday. So to be able to speak to you, it's a blessing for me.
Oh, happy birthday. A very happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so, and I'm also very jealous that you're in Chennai. I think we've just been having quite a year with COVID in South Africa, so we all also want to just pack our bags and head off to Chennai. Hopefully, we can do that in the near future. But yeah, no, we do know that it's also got a lot of rain happening in Tamil Nadu. But now let's get into the interview. You have music in your blood. We all know that. You've had the fortune of being tutored by your mom from a young age. Later, you studied in Berklee College of Music. Please share that journey with us. It's very interesting to know. Did you realize from the start that you want to be a singer and musician?
Yeah, I mean, I think like at like a subconscious level, before I was even able to like really speak, or like before I was stringing together words, melody was something that was just kind of always in me, and it was just always flowing in a natural way. And my parents both kind of identified that early on. So my mom started teaching me Carnatic music when I was 3 years old. And I mean, obviously, I don't remember all the way back to then, but I know that like I felt like this visceral, very clear sense of love for music immediately. It felt like I just found home almost in a way with music. And so I knew from a very young age that was something that it was more than passion. It just felt like life giving. So I knew
Mhm.
that from a very young age. When you're younger, you're not thinking about what your profession is going to be, or any of that. So I didn't necessarily think like, okay, this is what I want to do as a career, but it was just something that was always just like such an integral element to my life. And then as I got older, continuing to study with my mom and also discover genres outside of Carnatic music, um, that's when I really decided, okay, this is what I wanted to do. And this is what I was born to do, and I'm going to follow it.
Wow, it sounds great. But was it Carnatic music that you've majored in and you are majoring in, or have you also focused on other types of music?
Well, so Carnatic music has always been like the foundation since it's what I grew up with, since it's kind of in my blood. My mom is a Carnatic musician, her father was, so it's like a lineage thing. So it's a form of music that has always informed how I approach kind of everything, whether it be vocally or like in terms of ideas. But at a young age, around like probably like 8 or 9, I started listening to jazz and R and B and those forms of music. So that was something that I was self-taught with. So I started teaching myself, just started to sing some songs by Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, various artists. So it was like Carnatic music and R&B soul that really raised me. And then once I started college at Berkeley in 2008, just continued discovering various genres, and started writing my own music. And so, Carnatic music has always been the backbone. It's always been the foundation. But from that backbone and foundation, I've been able to, go outwards and discover other forms and internalize other forms, in such a way that when I started singing for films, I had this very kind of diverse and eclectic set of influences that was able to make its way into the songs that I sang, as well as the music that I create on my own.
We have had that treat. We follow your Instagram account and all other social media accounts, and we get to have enjoy both the Carnatic music that you perform in and some of the melodies that you give us, the English songs, and we thoroughly enjoy it. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Now, what challenges did you face when you first started singing as a professional playback singer in India, though?
Challenges wise, I think it's like whatever challenges normally come with being at the beginning of any career, which is just, starting at a certain point. And I mean, the beautiful thing was I got to start with, at the very top, getting to my first song being with Rahman sir. So I got to start, with the person who's one I've looked up to for my whole life, but also the person who was kind of like at the very top of his game, and the most reputed, musician from here. But and I think because I was starting like that, I expected everything to move at a rapid pace after my first song. But it took time. It took time, and what I had to really learn at that point was patience, and also just realizing what the priorities were. It wasn't at first, there was this kind of like need for fame, or this kind of wanting for fame and celebrity.
Mhm.
And because it took longer, because after Adiye, I mean, Enordin Dal came out a couple years after that, but my songs are few and far between. Because it was a bit of a gradual process, I was able to take that time to really kind of look inward and deep dive within myself and realize that what I was really after and what my pursuit was to become a deeper musician, to become a more well-versed musician, to really focus on the craft. So slowly, through those initial years that were a bit difficult because things weren't going so fast, I was able to redirect my focus and my priorities from this idea of being famous and take that and redirect that towards this idea of just really dedicating myself to the art form. And I think, everything happens for a reason, and I am so glad that it did take that time. Ultimately, in 2016, the song Talipogade came out, and from that point, my career really kind of skyrocketed. But when that happened, I was really mentally, spiritually, even physically ready for my career to blow up. If it had happened any earlier, I think I probably would have gone overwhelmed and wouldn't have been able to handle it the right way.
You are creating waves, but it's been quite a journey. Now, talking about that first song that you sang in 2013 for A.R. Rahman's from the movie Kadal, am I right? How did that feel? But just to know that you were called by a renowned music director like A.R. Rahman, sir. Or did you have goosebumps? Were you absolutely excited?
Yeah, I mean, it was a dream come true.
uh,
He, I mentioned my influences growing up. Besides Carnatic music and the R&B stuff, his
yes.
music was another soundtrack to my life. Since as far back as I can remember, my mom was always playing his cassette tapes, from Roja to Bombay, and onwards. So his music has been such a deep and personal part of my life, and I've always looked up to him in a great way. And then when I was in college, that's when my freshman year in college was when he won the Oscar for Slumdog Millionaire. To see someone that was from the same city that I was from, that looked like I did, operating at the highest level in the West, that was another huge source of inspiration. So when I got the email from him that I was going to get to record the song, it was just like, I had to pinch myself and make sure it was real. The actual recording session felt like a blur because it was just, we did it at a rapid pace. But it was the whole thing. I was just, it was, there's certain moments where you just feel like they transcend and you're almost like kind of
Mhm.
walking on a cloud. It was that kind of a feeling the whole time I got to interact with him. And to this day, when I get to meet with him, and obviously my career has progressed a bunch in the last 10 years, but even to this day when I get to see him and talk to him and work with him, it's always a magical experience.
Okay, well, you had to pinch yourself to know if you're talking to A.R. Rahman. I had to pinch myself to know that I'm talking with Mr. Sid Sriram right now. Now, ever since that moment, sir, you have not turned back, and also creating airwaves in the Telugu industry. Was it hard at first, though, with the other languages like Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, or Hindi for that matter?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I think, because each of these languages, though some of them share some overlaps and similarities, they're distinct and separate from one another. So with Telugu, for example, for sure, it was a process of really kind of internalizing the languages and the nuances of them, phonetically specifically, of really understanding how the different letters and words and syllables are supposed to be not only pronounced but emoted as well. So it's been a process, and I think that's kind of been the theme to my whole life of treating everything as a process and understanding that nothing happens overnight. So with the language like Telugu, at first, there are certain syllables or words that are a little bit harder for me to really properly enunciate. But after working on it a lot and doing a lot of songs over the years and having the help of some amazing music directors lyricists, film directors who are involved in these songs that I sing. I've really been able to refine. Same goes for Malayalam. Kannada has been a little bit more of a recent venture, but that as well. Hindi wasn't as hard because I've been listening to Hindi music since I was younger, so that was something I was able to kind of get. Obviously, not as quickly as Tamil, which is my mother tongue, but I was able to get it um, fairly quickly, I would say.
Okay, all right. No, no, that's good to know because you've sung some awesome Telugu numbers like Kalavati. But now moving on, you have won awards for many songs like Nana Kanne, Income, Macho, and also sang some famous songs like I mentioned now Kalavati, Kanchapuva Kanale, which is doing very well in South Africa. But I've never heard anyone ask you this. Which is Sid's favorite song thus far?
Um, It's a really hard one. Only reason it's hard is because each song comes with its own set of memories and like the experience of recording them, and it's and these all feel so close to my heart. So to choose a favorite feels like asking a parent to choose their favorite child. It's quite hard because they're all like special, and I really pride myself on, I don't sing a ton of songs all the time. I pick and choose which ones I want to record. So I pride myself on really kind of giving myself to each song. So I don't think I could necessarily choose a favorite. Adiye is something that will always be close to me since it was my first song. And there's many like that, in terms of Telugu songs, Inkem, because that was my first major hit in Telugu. So there's like a set of memories associated with that. But there's so many, even some songs that I've recorded not as smaller music directors who are not yet that famous. Some of those songs are also really great. So I don't think I could choose one, or even like if you asked me to choose top five, that would be very hard for me as well.
Oh dear, no, no, I wouldn't put you through that. It's fine. Now, you've worked with an array of music directors as well, like Ilayaraja sir from the movie Psycho, to Devi Sri Prasad sir for Srivalli, which is also quite a famous song here. If you could describe them in one word, so let's start with A.R. Rahman sir. In one word, how would you describe him?
Herman, so my hero was probably what I would say for
That's
him.
perfect. That sounds awesome. Ilayaraja sir,
Knowledge is what I would say with Raja sir.
a demon sir,
Iman, like just a very kind soul, so super kind is what I would say.
and lastly, a Taman sir.
Energy is what I would say with Taman.
Is it definitely? He's also the maestro behind that movie and your song Kalavati. Now I have to ask this, and I'm hoping you have the answer. No pressure here. You just have that magic in your voice, whether you humbly accept it or not. We all know that you have this magic in your voice, and that is taking South Africa by storm, sir. What is the secret? And I'm asking this not only for myself, but all the girls in the country can't understand this. What is the magic behind your voice?
Yeah. Um, I think, well, I've always regarded like me being able to sing or the voice that I was given as a gift, and it's not something I can fully take responsibility for. And as far back as I can remember, anytime I got the chance to sing, perform, or even just practice, it felt like a gift and something that I took very, just like treated as a blessing, really. And along with that, there's also the blessing of having, a very strong family unit, a super inspiring guru in my mother, people that really kind of, especially when I was younger and I wouldn't want to practice and stuff like that, they really stayed on me because they realized that I had this gift as well. So instilling me a sense of discipline. So beyond that, I think what um, what it's been is just like taking this voice, taking the gift that was given to me, and just practicing every single day. Just really like working hard is probably, and it doesn't sound like a very glamorous, like magical secret, but it is really the truth. Just like taking it day by day, working at this, staying curious, staying passionate about music, and treating it like it's a responsibility, like I think anyone that's given a natural gift, or like, has an inclination towards something, giving it the respect and the love that it deserves. Because of that, so I practice every day for about like 3 hours, and it's allowed me to really explore my voice, getting even deeper understanding of what I can do with it. And then I think because of that, it resonates with other people. So that's I guess that's my answer.
No, thank you. Actually, that's an inspirational answer from you, and it's definitely going to get the youngsters that are listening right now an opportunity to think about their talent. Everyone's got an inborn talent, we must respect that. But the very important question now, if you would be given the opportunity, would you come to South Africa for a concert to meet the Southside FM Mako that adore you so much?
Oh, of course. Yes, yes. I'm hoping this happens in 2023. I've
Uh-huh.
been wanting to come there for a long time, and now that things are open and travel is back on, I would love to come over there, connect in person. I'll say this: it's great to speak with you on the phone and to connect with the listeners there through this interview. But there's nothing like connecting in person. So I will be there. I look forward to being there, and I'm sure it'll be an amazing time.
And I am looking forward to having a face to face interview with you on my show when you do grace us with your presence. Now, what's your message to all the Southside FM listeners of South Africa?
I would say just thank you. I have so much love for anyone that supported me. So, to the Southside listeners in South Africa, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep listening, keep supporting. I'll make sure to keep doing my part in being a part of songs that you guys can listen to and live your lives to. And I look forward to meeting everyone in person and connecting in person soon.
No, thank you so much. And lastly, I don't think the Makko here would forgive me if I forget to do this now. I cannot leave you, and they would definitely want me to do this. Can you please sing a few lines, firstly of Kanjapuba Kanale, and thereafter Kalabati for all our listeners, all our Tamil and Telugu speaking listeners?
Sure. I will sing Kanjapu Kanala first. I'll sing a few lines.
Thank you.
கஞ்சாப்பூ கண்ணால சப்பிச்சல உன்னால இடுப்பு வெட்டி அவருதடி நீ சிரிச்சா தன்னால கஞ்சாப்பூ கண்ணால சப்பிச்சல உன்னால இடுப்பு வெட்டி அவருதடி நீ சிரிச்சா தன்னால ஓ தட்டங்கை பல்லால நீ சொன்ன ஒத்த சொல்லால சூரியனையோட பேண்டி கவட்டி எடுத்து கல்லால கருப்பட்டி கரைச்சு செஞ்சு வச்ச சிலையா பச்சரிசி போட்ட பொங்கப்பான ஓலையா கருப்பட்டி கரைச்சு செஞ்சு வச்ச சிலையா பச்சரிசி போட்ட பொங்கப்பான ஓலையா ஈர கொலைய சொரண்டி என்ன கொள்ளுறாயே கொலையா ஈர கொலைய சொரண்டி என்ன கொள்ளுறாயே கொலையா கஞ்சாப்பூ கண்ணால சப்பிச்சல உன்னால இடுப்பு வெட்டி அவருதடி சிரிச்சா தன்னால.
You got me emotional, yes. I don't lie with you. It's actually my personal favorite song. It's always played on my show, and I must say, as you can hear, my voice is different because, yeah, and never in my dreams I thought I'd get Mr. Sriram to actually sing it in person for me, or yeah, over the phone. But for all the listeners now, because that's their favorite, Kalapati, sir, please.
Sure. వందో ఒక వయ్యో ఒక లక్షో మెరుపులు మీదికి దూకినాయా ఏందే నీ మాయా ముందో అటుపక్కో ఇటు దిక్కో చిలిపిగ తీగలు మోగినాయా పోయిందే సోయా ఇట్టంటివన్నీ అలవాటే లేదే అట్టంటి నాకి తడబాటసలేందే గుండె దడగుందే విడిగుందే జడిసిందే నిన్ను జతపడమని తెగ పిలిచినదే కమ్మాన్ కమ్మాన్ కళావతి నువ్వు లేకుంటే అదోగతి కమ్మాన్ కమ్మాన్ కళావతి నువ్వు లేకుంటే అదోగతి.
Thank you so much for those songs, for this interview.
Sure, sure, sure.
It's an absolutely it's an honor. It's a blessing for us to have interviewed you, and we thank you once again for this opportunity. It's personally, in my opinion, the best interview that I've done thus far with everybody that I have interviewed. But it has been quite an experience, and we're very grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I had a great time. Again, sending my love to all the listeners and to you. I'll just also say this very happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it one more time.